Okay, men, time to be an all-star caregiver. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Be there emotionally and physically. Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find care guides at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Anything out there, dear?
Nothing. I walked nearly the entire field. All the corn is either dried up or infested with bugs. Well, how much do we have in the pantry?
Just 2 cans of lima beans and a jar of pickled garlic.
I thought we still had a sack of flour and other stuff in there.
We did. I made bread on Tuesday, remember? That's pretty much all we ate for the past couple of days.
Oh, I'm so damn hungry, I think I might just eat them lima beans and actually enjoy them.
Glenn, I'm starting to really get scared.
I'll think of something. Maybe I should try hunting again.
You used the last of your ammunition when you shot the neighbor's dog the other day.
And he was a really little dog. Not much meat on him anyhow. What the hell is that? You hear that, Yolanda?
Could be a bear.
There ain't no bears around these parts. Not for a long time, anyhow. Jesus, Lord Christ!
What is it?
Honey, we gotta get down to the cellar right now. Grab my machete over there. Now hurry. What the hell do you want?
We want meat!
New Kingdom Radio Theater.
If you're a podcast junkie, you might be thinking about doing a show of your own. I can tell you this audio drama started out just as an idea while listening to other podcasts. And starting it was the best decision I ever made. But it can feel overwhelming if you don't know where to begin. That's why I gotta tell you about Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout is by far the easiest and best way to launch a professional podcast. Buzzsprout will get you onto every major podcast platform like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. You also get an awesome podcast website. There is so much Buzzsprout has to offer. Start your own podcast with Buzzsprout and get a $20 Amazon gift card. Just follow the link in the show notes. This way Buzzsprout will know that I and all of us here at the New Kingdom Radio Theater sent you. And you'll be supporting our show. Buzzsprout, the easiest and best way to start a podcast.
The crops of the world were devastated by the global catastrophes of meteors and earthquakes. In fact, vegetation in general was severely impacted by the environmental calamities. The severity of the food shortage was not realized by anyone in the kingdom until it was too late. In every region throughout the kingdom, food was running out. With the skies blackened and much of the sunlight being blocked by a layer of soot in the atmosphere, the outlook seemed grim. Famine, starvation, and malnourishment threatened the lives of billions of people and gripped every household in all lands. Famine became so prevalent that some people resorted to cannibalism. And children were the preferred choice for cannibals, who threatened what was left of the civilized world.
Holy Father, it is getting too dangerous for you to stay in the public arena. I beg you to consider secluding yourself in our underground facilities. You will be much safer there.
Are you anxious for me to go into hiding because you are afraid, Cardinal? Don't be such a coward. We are very well protected behind these walls.
There have been many reports throughout Italy of bands of cannibals, Holy Father. They are popping up all over the world. People are starving, and some are resorting to cannibalism. The situation is becoming more dire by the day. Not only this, but there have been many more threats against your life.
Yes, I am aware of the cannibals and the death threats. It really doesn't take much to send a human being plummeting to their animalistic ways. Rather than put their minds together to resolve a problem, they resort to killing as the answer. I would much rather seek refuge with King Asilas at the Grand Castle in New Eden. The accommodations are much better there, and it appears the castle is indestructible.
That would not be wise, Holy Father. I have it on good authority the king wishes to replace you as the guiding light of our flock. He has been boasting about being the conduit between man and God. Hell, he practically goes around saying he is God.
Nonsense. King Asilas has always been loyal to me. Though I admit his last speech did seem to dismiss me and the church altogether. All the more reason to reach out to him and connect. Have the secretary get the king on the phone. Now!
Of course, Holy Father.
Hello, to whom am I speaking with? Hold for the king? What is this?
Holy Father, to what do I owe the pleasure of this unexpected phone call?
Asilas, I believe with all I have done for you, all the church has done for America, I am requesting an audience with you at the Grand Castle and an extended stay. Tell me this is possible, my son.
I'm afraid this is one request I cannot grant you, Holy Father.
What? Why? I don't understand. Please, tell me why I cannot come to the Grand Castle.
It isn't safe for you to travel at this time. Your best bet is to stay in Vatican City. If you venture out, something dreadful might happen to you. Your plane could crash, or someone might try to assassinate you.
Don't be ridiculous. People try to assassinate me every day. It comes with the territory of being the Pope.
Yes, but I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to you on your way here. It would be immensely bad to lose you. These are trying times, and we have to deal with so many tragedies all at once. Having to hold a funeral for the Pope would be terrible for people's morale, don't you think?
You're making absolutely no sense whatsoever. If you won't take me in, I will consider this a betrayal of our pact. You are turning your back on the Holy Roman Catholic Church. God have mercy on your soul, Asilas.
Now, you don't really mean that, Pontiff.
I absolutely do. What a disappointment. I trusted you, Asilas.
Well, disappointment is a bit strong, and certainly depends on who you ask. Perhaps the next time you chummy up with Beals, he can help you see what this chaos truly means. Until then, I'm afraid there is nothing more I can do to help you.
You've broken every code you've ever sworn to uphold. And you've broken my heart.
America's #1 source for news, with Tom Novak.
Good evening, America. King Asilas is scheduled to hold a rare Q&A press conference at the Grand Castle. With so many questions and concerns lingering in the wake of meteor impacts, earthquakes, the destruction of Jerusalem, and an ominous darkening of the Earth's skies, a traditional press conference has been long overdue. The king is walking up to the podium. Let's cut to the podium now, as King Asilas is about.
Good evening, everyone. Please have a seat. I first want to address the calamities that have created many complications throughout the kingdom. First, the meteor event happened without warning. Myself and members of the High Council have had closed-door sessions with astronomers and scientists from around the world, and the meteors likely slipped past our telescopes and Space Force defenses because they were largely composed of an unknown material our systems simply could not detect. Most of the material from the meteors incinerated when it hit the ground, but some of the meteors that landed in water have been recovered and are being analyzed. As a result of the meteor's impact, immense quantities of the Earth's rock and other materials were literally blasted upward into the atmosphere, which is why the sky has become darkened. As you might imagine, the layer of soot, for lack of a better word, is creating environmental and agricultural dilemmas. Now I will take a couple of questions regarding the matter. Yes, here, Mr. McDonald.
Yes, Your Majesty. There are many reports throughout the original states and all across the world of wheat, corn, and many other vital base foods being completely wiped out due to the lack of sufficient sunlight. As you can imagine, people are really starting to worry about the food supply. Should Americans be prepared for a worldwide food shortage?
Good question. Right now, we are working with our new Kingdom Space Agency that has been working on a terraforming project underground to supplement the food supply should there be a shortage at some point in the future. Yes, next question. Over here, Miss Quigley.
Thank you, sir. Can you confirm that a food shortage is already taking place in some parts of the world? There have been trending hashtags of cannibals supposedly attacking people in remote areas. Are you aware of these attacks?
I have heard about these from social media as well, Miss Quigley. I have assigned Lord Capone to look into the matter. When we have details to share with the public, we will do so at the appropriate time. Now, the second item I want to address is the destruction of Jerusalem. I don't think this story, as heartbreaking as it is, has truly sunk in. And I realize this is because the meteor event took most of the headlines. But losing Jerusalem and all its holy sites is much more significant than people realize. However, before anything else, we have to put the blame on this atrocity squarely on where it belongs. The Chinese, the Middle Eastern Alliance, and the Vatican conspired with each other to pull off this elaborate terrorist attack. I know. You're all looking around at each other wondering if you actually heard me blame the Vatican for the destruction of Jerusalem. It seems unbelievable, I know it does. But judging by some very reliable intel we received, it is my conclusion the Vatican and Pope Innocent XIV himself have conspired against America and Israel and aligned themselves with China and the Middle East in an effort to cripple the stability of the world, to weaken the crown, and usurp the power void in their unholy alliance. Obviously, they failed, because God would not allow me to lose my crown. God holds me in his good graces as his son. He watches over me and has granted me the ability to see his glory over every mountain. Pope Innocent thinks he is Christ incarnate, but he couldn't be further from the likes of Christ. His phony miracles and parlor tricks can no longer fool me or my people. Humanity does not need the falsehoods of the Pope or anything from the Church. I am the light in these dark days. I will lead us through these hard times, and we will triumph.
The King's press conference shocked people all over the world. The Holy Catholic Church, who the King forced everyone to join, was now his enemy. Silas humiliated the Pope multiple times at his press conference, and his vile discourse about the Church continued without remorse. He never looked back from that point on. The Pope could only watch in horror as his status with the American king slipped away without warning. Incidentally, Prince Jacob and Lords Oreb and Vargas were also stunned by the king's sudden degradation of the Pope. On one hand, they were less worried about going against the king on the matter, but they were still unsure if it was wise to approach Silas with their plot to kill the Pope. In their uncertainty, they chose to wait before telling anyone outside their circle about their plans. In Vatican City, the Pope sat confused and wondered what his options were. He could not see a positive outcome. That's when he got an unexpected visit from the Prince of Darkness.
Don't look so sad, Pontiff. You've always known where this road leads.
I was hoping to have a more glorious exit than the one I fear will befall me.
Nobody gets to determine how things will end for them. I mean, unless people kill themselves. And I guess that's why the Creator made the rule that if you kill yourself, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. Instead, they head into my domain.
Could I have done anything differently? Where did I go wrong? I am seriously confused.
You are at a point that the more you attempt to untangle the truth, the more entangled you become in your misunderstanding of it.
Well, that makes no sense to me whatsoever.
None of this is meant for you to understand, Pontiff.
But haven't I been instrumental in this great world happening? Haven't I done what you've asked of me? Why can't I be enlightened in the understanding of this? I truly wish to know.
Pontiff, Silas is changing into the monster he was meant to be all along. A monster that will consume anyone and everything in his path. This is leading up to his finest hour.
I understand this. But how does it benefit me? I mean, I thought we would rule the world together. Everything was in place. The world was at his feet, and I handed him whatever he lacked. I even made sure he had enough money to continue his war campaign. That bastard turned his back on me.
You fulfilled your role in this imbroglio of civil desolation. It ultimately may not end well for any of us, but our purpose in this universe will most certainly become clearer, even if that means we realize it from beyond our current existence.
I'll pretend to understand what you mean.
All you have to do now is what has already been mapped out for you. Stay on course and solidify your place in mankind's ultimate destiny.
The ground is wet and threatening is the sky. The plowman would go back home and the fisherman in the port. I stay where I am. I stay where I am, lying. Nothing scares me. Nothing! The rain can fall, sky can burst. In my coffin, I've no fear, no fear. I don't care. The rain on my grave. I thought I was king of America. From the shadows of Arizona cactus to the roaming pines, having fun. One day was quiet and serene. I just did not notice. Far was sitting down, and all of them thinking about how to sleep off. It shot down. The wall was black and far with blinding. The wind could not return. I thought it was a time, place, it was full of things that people can enjoy. But it shot down. It shot down. Left me dying. It left me dying.
Well, here we are. The Bohemian Ranch, they call it. I'm sure there's a pun in there somewhere.
Wow, this place is gorgeous. Yes, we can definitely have a beautiful wedding out here for sure.
Cody and JJ, I presume?
Yep. Are you Roger?
That's me. I'm Roger. Yeah. Say, you guys have been on the road a while, huh? Bet you're hungry.
I am starving. I could eat 4 horses, maybe 4 people too.
Oh dear, please don't joke like that. We don't harm animals around here. We love our horses a lot. But we do grow many exotic vegetables though. Since we've been anticipating your arrival, we put a buffet together for you with some all the veggies from our garden. We got eggplant delights, and we got some freshly grown zucchinis, and we got homemade pasta.
How'd y'all manage that? The whole world's harvests are dried up. Last I checked the news, people haven't been able to buy fresh veggies for a while now. People are getting desperate.
How? How? Hydroponics? We figured it would be best to stop investing so much time in growing weed and maybe, put more effort into feeding ourselves. So glad that we did that. Before the big meteor shower and all that spooky stuff that happened. It's a crazy world we live in. But I gotta tell you, our veggies are like the best veggies in the world. Yeah, you're gonna love them.
Wait, so you don't have anything to eat meat-wise? No chicken or nothing?
Oh, so sorry, my new lovely friend. We have chickens, but on special occasions, we take the eggs from the chickens. Yeah, for your wedding cake, we plan on making an exception, and we're gonna use real eggs that we take from the chickens, and we're gonna use the real eggs in the wedding cake. Yeah, but know this, we are 110% veggie around here. Oh, but don't frown. No. You'll find our veggie dishes will fill you up real good, and you won't even tell there's no meat in nothing. You'll love it, I promise, and so will your guests. Yeah. Oh, your guests! Dudes, how many guests are you gonna have?
Yeah, speaking of which, is there a way I can use your phone once we settle in? I need to start contacting my family to see how many can make it out here.
Of course, my dear. That's no problem. I bet they'll be so excited to come to sunny California. With all that drama happening everywhere. We've been so fortunate. Not much has happened out here. The sun in the sky seems to be lighter on the West Coast. It's not so bad here.
Yep, you're right. There's more light around here. Weird. Let's hope it stays that way.
Babe, please don't jinx it.
Come on, JJ, Cody, let's vamos in La Casa and introduce you to everyone.
Hi, Aunt Carol? How are you? It's me, JJ. I'm in California.
California? Oh my God! Why are you out west? It's dangerous to be traveling right now.
I know. Cody and I were at the Grand Castle when that F5 tornado hit. It was wild. Scary as heck.
You were there? Wow. So how did you end up in California?
Cody and I drove here. We wanted to go over the plans for the wedding at the Grand Castle, but then that tornado hit and, we thought it would be bad luck to have it there. Anyway, we're here near Bakersfield.
I don't even know where that is, but we'll figure it out.
So can you and Uncle Milford come to the wedding?
I don't know, sweetheart. You know your cousin Billy and his wife died last week, right?
Oh my God, no! I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Your grandma's in pretty bad shape, too. Have you spoken to anyone in Louisville? Your cousins over there?
I tried calling them before you, but no one answered. What's going on?
People are scared to leave their homes, JJ. Things are crazy here, and I think they're getting worse. Your Uncle Milford just put up a new security system all around the grounds. He and some buddies from the neighborhood watch group got their hands on an arsenal of guns. And God knows what else. It's pretty scary to tell you the truth.
Why do they need so much? What are they protecting themselves from?
I hope I never find out. But there are rumors.
Rumors? Of what?
Cannibals.
She lays the eggs for railroad men. Sometimes 8, sometimes 10. That's enough for railroad men. Clock old hen, clock and sing. You ain't laying eggs
You've been listening to The Rise of King Asilas, Episode 48, Cannibals and Children, starring J.V. Torres as King Asilas and Beals, David S. Deere as Pope Innocent XIV, Don Rosinski as newsreader Tom Novak, Austin Beach as Cody Valentine, Amanda Haggist as JJ, Brandon Richards as Glenn, Aphrodite Lee as Yolanda, Michael Marshall as Cannibal, Aaron H. as Cardinal, Pete Lutz as Reporter McDonald, Alessandra Fabiani as Reporter Quigley, John Bernhardt as Roger, Judy Cerna as Carol, and narrated by Sergei Brezhnikov. This episode features the song Rain on My Grave by Dallas Kincaid. Download the music of Dallas Kincaid on Bandcamp.com today. Other music contribution by Monster Taxi featuring B-Shine with the end credit song Cluck Old Hen. For more information about the cast, the music, or this production, please visit us at www.theriseofkingasilas.com for a full list on our Season 4 episode page. And now, a word from our podcast friends.
California has the largest population in the United States and the site of some of the most famous true crime cases in history. But there's more than meets the eye to the crime in California. Join Sean, Jessica, and Charles on the California True Crime Podcast as they cover crime both infamous and overlooked from around our state, while looking at the deeper history that goes beyond beaches and movie stars.
This has been a production of the New Kingdom Radio Theater in Baltimore, Maryland. Copyright 2020. And stay tuned for episode 49.